This is what you get. You get the American people and the silent majority that said no more of this radical and extreme position, and they showed up on election day. And if you would have listened to the American people, you would have understood this issue mattered to moms and dads, including liberals and undecideds, and that's why you lost.
Woo! And you just got wrecked. How are you guys all doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. Make sure that you are following me on all the platforms you see above and below, and hitting this like button right here is how my content can consistently be recommended to you. It also helps push my content beyond the YouTube shadow banning algorithm world, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, when you do subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit this bell notification and make sure it's set to all notifications. That way, when I post a video, you should be notified in theory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now, and a lot of people are completely mad and pissed.
You're telling me?
Ooh, like that. They are mad and pissed off because they know that the tides are changing. They know that the pendulum is swinging the other way. So what are we talking about? And particularly, we shouldn't even have to talk about this, but it's sad. Men being in women's sports. Men wanting to go into women's bathroom. And the reason why I'm focusing on men is because I didn't hear any stories to the extent of these that we're talking about now, where you've seen women trying to go into the men's locker room, women trying to go into men's sports, women wanting to cause a scene by wanting to go into men's restrooms and things like that. And I told y'all, let's keep it real. They wouldn't want that. Women didn't want to do that because guess what? Men that see women come into these bathrooms, women come into these men's bathrooms, men will be like, all right, go ahead, pull them down. You know what I'm saying? You get ladies, for some of you ladies, and I'm just only saying this because some of y'all are not going to like this. It's fine. Even some of you ladies that you know that you're not that attractive. You know that anatomically, nobody's desiring you. You will find some man that you might you might want to call him a creep, but it doesn't even matter what you want to call him. But these men are out there and they exist. You being a full, giant, big female, you know who y'all are, the ones got all the piercings, purple hair, and all that stuff. Y'all fat, nasty, disgusting looking. You claim to be a man. You can be a lesbian, whatever like that. You walk into a men's bathroom in a very open public place, a crowded place full of men. You're bound to get the attention that you want. You're bound to possibly get a reaction that you've been desiring. But my point is saying that, ladies and gentlemen, is that most people that I know who are lesbian, who even think that they are a man, I never once seen these so-called lesbians and these so-called women that think they're men trying to go into a man's bathroom. Not once. I never even heard of it. No stories on it. But we see all kind of stories on men wanting to go into women's bathroom rather. We see all kind of stories of men wanting to compete in women's sports, and not just wanting to, but they are competing in women's sports, and they are getting into these women's sports and dominating. I tease my young mentees right now and say, you know what? If you can't go to college, I got a remedy for you. Just claim to be a girl. Claim that you are a female, okay? And go get into any girl's sports. Get into that sport and dominate. Get a D1 scholarship to go to any college that you want to. Continue to compete in that woman's sport, in those women's sports. Just saying, hey, I'm a woman. I'm claiming to be a woman, but I'm also attracted to women. Don't forget, y'all know how he did. Come on now. Y'all know how Leah Thomas did. Come on now, and pull a move like that. And you got a free education, free college, and you still will be dominating in those women's sports. And when you get done, you know what? I'm going to detransition. I'm going back to being a man. Yeah, I couldn't be in this world. I thank God I went to college off of a scholarship anyway, but yeah, my personality, how I am, if I wasn't that good of an athlete, oh yeah, let me go ahead and pull a Leah Thomas on y'all. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, this man right here laid it down on a lot of these left-leaning, crazy folks who think that all these things that we just experienced over the past 3.5 years when it comes to these men wanting to be in the women's bathroom, men wanting to get in women's sports, men claiming to be women, wanting to do all these things, want to be in locker rooms with little children, little girls particularly. He completely laid it down. Check it out.
Look at what they said at Vanderbilt. They said over $1 million is what each kid is worth if we can hurry up and get them these surgeries, because they're going to be on drugs the rest of their life, and we're going to be able to own them for the rest of their life financially, and we can make millions off the kids. They said that at Vanderbilt University. Now, back to the bigger point here about the election. The reason why this was an issue in the election is because Democrats made it an issue. They wanted to force little girls to be in locker rooms with grown men. They wanted to force women off the podium and allow men
Mark
on
Robinson,
the podium.
huh?
Riley Gaines is a great example of this. Maybe you should listen, and then you'll understand why you got your ass kicked in the last presidential election and nationwide. Actually, I'm glad you guys aren't listening, because you don't listen to the damn people. And the people said this was an issue. And then you mocked them and you act like it's not an issue when in fact it is an issue. So keep acting like you know what's going on in this country when the reality is this was an important issue to voters. It was an important issue to mothers. It was an important issue to moms that have girls in sports. It was a really important issue to men and dads that have young girls in sports. And so when you act like you guys weren't trying to do this, and you weren't mandating that men compete with women and men beat women in sports, and you weren't protecting young girls in the locker room, this is what you get. You get the American people and the silent majority that said no more of this radical and extreme position, and they showed up on election day. And if you would have listened to the American people, you would have understood this issue mattered to moms and dads, including liberals and undecideds, and that's why you lost.
Woo! And I know based off this video right here, it's not going to get the views I expected. YouTube and Instagram and all these other platforms, they don't like when you get the truth spewed out like this. They don't like it whenever a small minority group of folks who they try to make it seem like they are a majority is getting their butts handed to them. Like he said, America has spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying all trans and all gay and all lesbian, bisexual, the alphabet community. I'm not saying that all of them even agree with this, but I will say this. It's very interesting that a lot of them didn't come out and stand against it. How can they? How can a lot of them? When their parades that come up in June have a lot of sexually explicit stuff and they do that stuff in front of kids. So how can they come out and say, that's wrong, that's wrong? Because if they did, that means they would have to speak out against their parades. And they would have to speak out against these men wanting to go into women's bathroom where there's little girls and women's locker room where the little girls at. Oh yeah, I am a woman. Don't hate on me. I have external ovaries and I have an elongated clitoris. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys all think about that by putting it in the comments below to this video. Don't forget, if you have a cell phone, folks, get into the cell phone. If there's a contact person in your cell phone that you know would benefit from watching this channel, let them know about this channel. Don't forget to do what you see in that lovely cloud right there. I would really appreciate it if you did that. The next video that I would do in chronological order most likely is going to be up here. Things that I do is a variety, most likely music reaction videos that y'all been missing. It's right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.